It's a matter of technology, a matter of terminology. So I would like to say in end, I do not see history, internal politics, regional aspirations of Nigeria. I do not see Nigerian leaders agreeing. Of course, I have pointed out that when you do that, it means you are putting China at arm's length. You are putting Russia at arm's length when you accept it. I don't think Nigeria has been known to be non-aligned.
It doesn't matter what you think, my friends. Tinubu has accepted. And as you are having this conversation, right, this is like a sampling public opinion. You will receive a lot of boys will rise and say, no, there is no plausible or anything good about having either America or France base in any part of West Africa. It is not plausible. It is not to our own advantage. Remember that. It is always for sinister reasons. And like that guy pointed it out, the moment you allow it, you have also attracted Americans' enemies, and you would have to share in that. So America hasn't been of any help to Nigeria in any way. Like other Nigerian politicians that always tell you they are fighting poverty. Fighting poverty. No, nobody is fighting poverty. They are managing poverty in Nigeria. And that is why it will remain with us forever. And fighting terrorism. Nigeria is not fighting terrorism. Nigeria is managing terrorism. So you want to tell me that America, France, and all these guys who have been watching us, watching people being slaughtered, maimed, they couldn't have done anything. Of course they could have, but since those that were being killed, they were not American assets. They are not Americans, they are not French. So it's none of their business, it's our business. So in that regard, except for Kolu, so don't bank on it. So America and France, they are also offering incentive. You know what that means? They are not just saying they want to build their base in your place. So they want a different base, not desert base anymore. They are looking on the Western Africa that has water, close to water. So it's not only that they will build their base, a massive one, they will also have the chance of docking their submarine. And it's also going to be easier for them as well. The moment they feel like somebody suddenly in any part of this African country chooses that they should leave, now they won't leave. You only have to be removed. America or French stay in any part of West Africa. It's not for stability, it's for their own personal interest. Now, when you take a look at that, their interest, you will realize that that of yours has been seconded, okay? Is inconsequential. So their presence is not to your advantage, not to my advantage, but is to further put us in a very messy situation than what you are right now. Well, I don't think it will be messier. Anything could be messier than what you have now. The people will say, no, they will be messier. Things will be more messier. So, talking about how the rest of Africa is probably going to treat Nigeria. Nigeria is not the only place they are targeting, but from what we have heard, except there is actually a very strong opposition and a voice where people are actually explained to what they are about to get into. Tinubu is going to bring that base and approval for it before the end of this year. Or they will tell you and live in denial of it for a while until you realize that they have started it already. But like I said, it's not just Nigeria that they are targeting. You heard him. Countries like Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, these are countries that also have some proximity to the ocean too. And they could play the host as well. And like he also said, some of them may not even have to bother. So they can take their base to anywhere. At least the base has been at Niger Republic. I don't think some of you probably knew that they have this base there. And if you knew they had all this base there, you probably would have been asking yourselves, how come then the terrorists that are killing Nigerian soldiers, Nigerians, the ones that are killing the Burkina Faso soldiers, all these Janjaweed terrorists in the Sahel, killing and kidnapping, wrecking havoc, how come they don't use their base and drone to clear them off? The answer is simple. They are not there because it's none of their business how we kill ourselves. The only help they can do to us is to supply us the weapons, okay, to further continue the killings. Now that the resources in some of these African countries have now been pointed as the reasons why the escalating terrorism in West Africa is not going to leave anybody anytime soon. It is because these resources are being targeted, and the increasing terrorism is to displace the indigenous people of these communities, get rid of them and take over their land and begin to extract these resources. So me, if I have a shot to push, I will probably just be on the side of these northern leaders, because generally, it is not in your interest. It is not sellable. Okay? America could watch over Africa from their own country without visiting Africa at all. They have all the technology to see all of us and what we are doing. So they have all the technology to also, hear you. They can turn off the internet from America for the Nigerians alone. They can do a lot of things without even coming to Nigeria or Africa at all. So the military base there is more than just what they say it is to you. Okay? In the long run, it is the indirect imperialist recolonization. And the criminals in charge of Africa, if you probably show them those printed American dollars, they will sign the papers. And I hope when they sign it, it should be them signing their own end. I hope you understand what that means. However, going forward, yesterday, we spoke about the deportation of Yorubas from Lagos by the Sanwo-Iku's government. According to them, these are the homeless people they caught under different bridges, sleeping rough, and probably have no reason to be in Lagos, according to them. But the news was pretty much about, Yorubas being deported in Yoruba land. Sad as it was, a lot of people have come to the reality that it is just a smoke screen for what is still to come. Knowing that these guys have sworn that, for those of you who remember this, not only did they call on their deities and call on their deities in Lagos, the deities they reported the Igbos to. Watch this flashback, and all the rest of the things I'm going to share with you will further make further sense, right? But before that, right, let me show you those deported from Lagos yesterday, the leftovers, sharing their own experience.
We plenty, even outside today among us, you see. Before Morocco, they don't allow us to talk. They call our phone, anything. They just gonna drop us for Osun, from Lagos to Osun, and not do anything. You know where slippers, nothing. Since yesterday, man, even see Aboki. Some people don't go. Some people don't. They use leg. They try go Lagos back.
So they were picked up. According to them, they said the people they sent back, about 400 of them, they were supposed to be people living under the bridges, homeless. And they were Yorubas. That was what the report said, but they didn't tell us the whole story. There were other people that they picked up randomly, and they put them in on these buses. Hausa, who are like supposed to be northerners, Yorubas, who they believe come from God knows wherever you come from. Just go dump them in Osun. Osun is like the last stop before you get to the border between the Yoruba and the Baribas. That is like the border. It's like taking them to the border and say, oh, yeah, find your way. They were supposed to be Nigerians. And Sanwo-Iku and gang, who are currently busy demolishing people's homes, finding fault and finding reason to kind of wreck people's lives. This is the follow-up to their electoral defeat. That they are working so well and hard to make sure that never happens again. And they are taking it on, especially the Igbos and the poorest people that may find themselves in that shit hole, the mega shitty Lagos. Remember that when this news broke, a lot of us who were Yorubas were so alarmed. How could they even let this happen? How did this happen? Who thought this? Who suggested this? But we didn't know that there were other northerners too. They were deported to Osun to find their way to wherever they are from. And according to these people, they told them, don't ever return to Lagos. So as they were being dropped, some of them started trekking back to Lagos. And this is us talking about trekking about 200 kilometers to 250 kilometers, maybe. Is it up to that? Well, minimally 200 kilometers, right? From Osun to Morocco in Isaleko in Lagos. But people have now told us that they're on a smoke screen, smoke screen. So that when you see them tomorrow, that they have deported some randomly picked up Igbo people and send them back to Anambra, you are not going to say, it is them targeting the Igbos. So now let's at this point, take out the tribal, what have you there, right? And say, is this not to tell all of us, say, Nigeria is not for you? Telling people that you are a proud Nigerian is simply because you are a fool who has no clue about his person, your identity, living in denial, and so proud in your foolishness. No apologies, by the way, okay? If you feel offended by that, I really meant that. All right? So you can't be a proud fool and not be told. You know what I mean? Like, how could you be a proud fool? Because a typical Nigerian believes that when something is yet to happen to them, it's probably not happening. Okay? However, you have a country where you are supposed to be Nigerians. And if you found yourself vulnerable anywhere, the system is meant to help you. But that is not Nigeria. You will go back to where you come from. You will be reminded that's at when, due. And the only place where this is so prevalent, proven, as sad as this may sound, is only in Lagos. Shocking. Maybe not. The politics of a divisive rhetoric, the politics of a tribalism, ethnicism, religious division, these are the pastime of Tipnumbu and his gang. It's been working for them. I mean, the last election, didn't they call all of the Babalawos, who put on their white wrappers, and they went on to talk to their deities. They went to go and talk to their lifeless deities that never could help them. They called them to help them punish the Igbos, as if to say now only the Igbos, the Lagos, where they vote in election. No? They asked their deities to help them block the Igbos in their homes. And after the elections, they went straight for your businesses, your properties. So if for the first time you are seeing them deporting Yoruba as their news circulated, it is the smoke screen. And I, as a Yoruba man, I am going to believe it. Because, as they say, Wike, in Nigeria, the more you look, the less you see.
The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see.
The more you look, the less you see. A lot of you have been seeing, I'll show you that one of people with tired apart. They pray to their deity to help them block the Igbos from coming out, so that Sanwo-Iku can be your governor. Now, Sanwo-Iku has been rigged back in. Now, they are already ripping through people's investments. people's lifetime investments, demolishing your homes. All they need is just to give you a reason. Like what is going on in Mende now. Have you been following what is going on in Mende? I will show you, but this is a reminder of the genesis of the divisive, destructive politics of Tifnumbu and his lackeys. Remember this. Then Sanwo-Olu came back and tragedy struck. And then you see those Omo Iran-Kirans, Omo Atushitapalis, the Dabimoshedas, those ones whose future have completely been mortgaged. I am talking about the voluntary slaves. The voluntary slaves, the ombud slaves, the sophisticated morons, the people that you could possibly in the local parlance, people whose destiny have somehow been used, celebrating the destruction of people's properties that have been in existence for more than 20 years, and successive governments, including those who gave the approvals for them. But suddenly, they did not get approval. Oh, somebody forged the approval. Oh, some directors, they did some schemes. Okay, where are those directors now? You are ripping through people's millions of multi-million, if not billions, of investments. All of this because of politics. And to those of you who are like Igbos, listen to me. There's something that's this kind of misunderstanding that should be clear. Every time we use the Igbos, I'm using that Igbo to sort of let it ring so much loud in your ears, because the level of propaganda and the social conditioning that they have worked on some of these Abobakus, they are propaganda-backed or powered hatred towards the Igbos also affects the rest of you who are non-Igbos in the old Eastern region. Anything across Ore, even those of you where they Beni, so this Ashiri, Oloribu de days, you are all Igbos. So if your property is on the way of this, if your property is around the areas where they want to reduce the influence, spread the fear, and tell everyone who is non-Yorubas in those communities to say, as long as you have any audacity to stand up against the APC, you will pay. Now, this is true, because that's exactly what is going on in Mende. Do you remember this? This was from yesterday. I have some follow-up too for all of us. Watch.
Happening right now at Mende Villa 1. Mende Villa 1. Happening right now. 2 hours to pack out. 2 hours. That was what the Lagos State government gave. 2 hours to pack out. And they are here, they are demolishing. Mende Villa. This is in Maryland. 2 hours, oh. Now they give us to take pack out. 2 hours. This is in Nigeria we are in. Oh. 2 hours they gave to pack out of us. Where do we want to put all these things to? Look, this is our property. Not only us, so many people. The vehicles everywhere. Parking. 2 hours. 2 good hours. Nigeria, my country. People are jagbaing. They said they should not jagba. 2 hours, Lagos State. God go bless you now. God go bless you now. This is our property. Not only us, so many people. The vehicles everywhere. Parking. 2 hours. 2 good hours. Nigeria, my country. People are jagbaing. They said they should not jagba. 2 hours, Lagos State. God go bless you now.
Without notice, so without notice. So people that don't have anywhere else to go to now, it don't be investing in this Lagos. God forbid. God forbid. If you have house in Aba, just be going there. If you have house in Ibadan, just carry yourself there.
Oh yeah, it is Nigeria. And they will do more. You see, those of you who are watching that video, you watching me right now, maybe you are seeing that video. Did you not see those ones they did in last year, towards the end of last year? What about the ones they have been destroying since the beginning of this year? They are coming to the streets next to yours. All of you, all the places where APC, Egbekegbe lost, which is most places, they are picking those areas, looking at their plan and seeing which areas they have the Igbos or the Easterners or anybody that they think they have already, their houses are now blocking road channel. Listen, the people of Mende, that estate, right? They came out and they brought out the government-approved plan for the entire space. They brought that out. They did not violate any planning or any town planning or what have you at all, any government set plan. So while they were doing that, then somebody from the Commissioner of Environment that is demolishing people's houses now, or demolishing the Easterners' houses mostly, right? So they now said, but there was this, there's this clause. You see this? You were supposed, see, the original plan is that you were supposed to be here. But we see that some of the directors who approved this place for you, they allow you to have extra 20 meter forward. You see this 20 meter forward. So we just designed a sort of a government plan, waterway plan, this plan, and we realized that assuming you didn't take 20 meters forward, here you get now, this is your house, so this is where your land is. So assuming now you did not come forward by 20 meters, we won't need to demolish your house. Okay? So that is there. But this was approved by the directors in the Ministry of Land. Yeah, we know. We don't know why people do that. It's very wrong. It's very wrong for them to have done that, okay? So we are going to demolish everything. Really? Yes, we are going to demolish everything. Not 20 meters. No, not 20 meters. There's another plan now that I might show you now. Listen to them.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, and his team are back at the Aro-Ojobe area of Maryland. Barely a week after he visited the area to serve notice to property owners whose structures are blocking the System 1 drainage channel. Those whose properties have been marked are here to meet with the commissioner, who promises to re-examine the alignment drainage design for the area.
We've taken like 80 meters away from this side, from what we had on Sunday, which was like, just stop every work. Let us review and let us be very realistic.
Next stop is Mende Villa Estate, Maryland. A portion of the estate is sitting on System 1 water channel, Odo Yalaru. The commissioner maintains that structures blocking the drainage path will have to give way.
Sir, it's about what was written. If a panel was set up, are we saying that what the Lagos State government did as of 2009, 2011 was wrong? And we also went ahead and entered a consent judgment on this same issue?
You can just climb on this and then you can sink yourself. can see, you can even take the alignment yourself. You can take the alignment yourself. He's sitting right inside Odeyalaru.
To the surprise of the residents, a bulldozer is already on ground to bring down the fence. Residents vent their frustration.
This is not right. This is not what we discussed. No notification, nothing. Why would you do this?
So it just makes a mockery of what the developers are trying to throw at government. How come they had access to confidential filed document of government? When I asked the question, the lawyer bolted. It's criminal. It's not fair. Which meant you have access to somebody in there that will releasing documents to you, so you could as well have doctored the documents. All what we're trying to do is to defraud the state. It's a coastal state. The bridge that is running through Okpebi is a massive infrastructure that we can't hold back. Now, we have also saved like 85% of the houses in that estate. But some houses had to go for that water to move and for that infrastructure to be sustainable.
The Dolphin Bridge Ikoyi is also not left out in the enforcement exercise as the team members arrive to see things for themselves a day after the kick against indiscipline and the State Environmental Sanitation called this.
Yeah. So it was like someone